For the very first time in Louisville, there'll be soccer on a Friday night. From Slugger Field, Louisville City and Bethlehem Steel, the road through the USL Cup playoffs may look a bit like this one. Welcome to the show. Another weekend of USL action. So glad to have you alongside Gary O'Reilly, Mike Watts. This is a game where both teams could take a lot from it. Louisville can clinch. Bethlehem can move back into the playoff position.
They can, and that means they've got to go for it. I think first place says everything. Get a win tonight, get yourself in the playoffs, and a squad that is stretched anyway, that can take a bit of a relaxing period and going forward. You look at Bethlehem, they have got to get wins. They have got to get wins, and to come here to get it will prove to them they have a chance of achieving playoff status.
Zico Kone is out tonight, and so Corey Burke will be the focus in trying to get Bethlehem back into that playoff status.
Yeah, and he's the man they're looking at. Proven goal scorer right now at this level, and get him in a position where he can continue to find the back of the net. That will be the mantra in the locker room before kickoff, I'm sure.
He starred in the Gold Cup alongside many USL players for Jamaica, so he's the focus there. For Louisville City, Luke Spencer's been on fire.
Oh, he's as hot as they come. Watch this leap. It's NBA vertical, isn't it? Look at that. But you give silly free kick away in an area like that, he is going to do this time and time again. Lesson to be learned from that particular goal.
Scored against Pittsburgh last time out. Luke Spencer has scored twice against Bethlehem this year. Here are the starting lineups. Bethlehem, 56 games, 55 different lineups.
Yeah, just pull numbers out of a hat, isn't it? It's never quite sure what you're going to get, only that you've got to get the ball to Corey Burke. Put him in a position, as I said, where he can do the damage. Santi Moa, wide left, Chris Nanko, wide right, and Adam Najem in the centre will be orchestrating things and trying to support Burke in going forward.
On the other side, Louisville City, just one change. Paulo Del Piccolo is back into the starting 11.
And I think that's an important place to focus on. The centre of midfield is where Bethlehem will try and gain control so as they can supply Corey Burke. In the meantime, Del Piccolo and Williams will be deciding they want control because they want the ball with Luke Spencer and in particular Mark Anthony Kay.
Louisville City, 2 wins, 1 draw, and 3 all-time meetings with Bethlehem. If they win here tonight, they are officially into the playoffs. For Bethlehem, they're outside the picture right now. They could be facing Louisville again if it holds. The action comes your way here next.
During Ram Power Days at Kentuckiana's #1 Dodge Ram dealer, Commonwealth Dodge Ram. Choose from hundreds of tough Ram trucks like a 2017 Ram 1500 for $21,970 or buy for $289 a month. Busy? We'll bring the test drive to you. Go to CommonwealthDodge.com.
Hi, my name is Susan Rademacher. I'm one of our HR managers here at the Louisville Specialty Center. Parallon is one of the healthcare industry's leading providers in revenue recovery. We need a lot of people to help us do that, and that's why we need you.
Hi, my name is Freeman. I'm an operations supervisor here at Parallon, and I've been here 9 years. And what I love most about this company is the opportunity for advancement.
We value your opinion, and we push to promote from within. We work hard, and we have fun.
Louisville City FC on WBNA 21 is sponsored in part by
Commonwealth Dodge, the Tri-State's #1 Dodge Ram dealer, home of a lifetime powertrain warranty. Guts, glory, Ram.
Sometimes your eyes get bigger than your wallet. But at Checkers and Rallies, getting all white meat chicken dippers with fries for only $2 just takes a little loose change. The chicken dippers and fries box for just $2. Checkers and Rallies.
The official burger of the Louisville Cardinals.
When you need someone there, call Sterling Heating and Air, the company that cares. With experts you can trust, Sterling Heating and Air has been around almost as long as air conditioning itself. With great service, and our special membership will save you money whenever you need service. We are home care specialists that will take care of your property at all costs. Our techs are certified, drug-free, and we offer the best warranties in the business. Special discounts for military, firefighters, teachers, and police. Sterling Heating and Air, serving you, serving the community since 1907.
Score big at Commonwealth Dodge Ram. A new 17 Journey, just $16,970, or buy for $215 a month. A 2017 Durango SXT, only $29,995, or lease for $289 a month. Commonwealth Dodge Ram, right on Preston and always right on the price.
Slugger Field crowd is growing once again. It's the purple-clad, purple-haired fans over with the Coopers and the supporters groups. They've averaged just shy of 9,000 a game this year, and a great crowd anticipated tonight on the first Friday night game in Louisville City FC history at home, taking on a Bethlehem Steel side intent on reaching into the top 8. What's Santa doing there?
Good question.
Mike Watts, Gary O'Reilly with you. He comes to visit you with 3 points if you're a good boy or girl. Here we go. It's the black and purple jerseys of Louisville City. They've gone to the blackout alternate kick. And Bethlehem coming on in the white. This is a game for Louisville where we're going to find out just how badly they want to assure their playoff position.
Do they have the mental strength? Do they get this far in the season and then just fall apart? I wouldn't think so, but that question needs to be answered. And in front of your own fans, you answer that emphatically.
Everybody thought that they'd be in the playoffs come year's end. Tonight, they can assure that fact. Louisville, Bethlehem, underway from Slugger Field in Kentucky.
And immediately you saw Bethlehem push straight onto that Lou City back three. They're not intending to give them any peace from word go.
Ron Varga is the referee tonight. Comes to Kay. Slice through for Kay. Rather Spencer in the end. Hugh Roberts was there. This portion of tonight's broadcast presented by Plainview Apartments, the official housing partner of Louisville City. It's Bethlehem's side that has struggled a bit of late. 4 winless now, 3 losses in that time. They did draw their last appearance against Orlando City B, but didn't play their most recent game, which was supposed to be at home against Tampa Bay due to the upcoming effects of Hurricane Irma to the west coast of the state of Florida. Greg Ranjetsing, start number 7 in a row. Started the majority of what was a good run in the month of August for Louisville. 7 wins in their last 10.
Yeah, and they haven't conceded many goals either, and they've gone on a real tear, so confidence will be high.
It's a long run for Burke. Ranjetsing is there. The interesting thing about this tight dimension is that the top 3 teams in the league in goals allowed at home in the East. Tampa Bay plays on a baseball field, converted at Al Lang Stadium. Rochester is always historically a extraordinary defensive team at home, and Louisville is in 3rd.
You have to come to terms with the size of the field very quickly. I mean, they'll know it intimately as the home team. So it's how you cope with what you find in front of you.
Derek Jones reversing.
Oh, that's a dangerous pass straight into Spencer.
Spencer brings it down and sends it wide. Menez working with Davis.
They're not afraid to go backwards, Lou City, are they? They're prepared to be comfortable on the ball, just move into space, find a player, and then go from there.
Smith from K. Kyle Smith again scoring his 2nd goal of the season. Well taken against Pittsburgh. Sliding challenge, well done.
That's a loose pass. It's going to set Louisville straight on the attack.
Davis. Menez there again. Speedy Williams.
Look how he gets himself out of that tight spot. He's so comfortable with his receiving skills.
Tosh turned it over. Here comes Santi Molar. Leading pass, Burke into the area. Burke bodied away from the ball. And Paco Craig is there defensively. So simply a goal kick in the 4th minute.
But that's how quickly Bethlehem can turn defense into attack. They come on a counter-attack. There's just a 2-man break. But because Burke's willing to challenge him behind, he has to force the defenders to act positively. Paco Craig does exactly the right thing there. He's too over-aggressive. The referee's going to be forced into a penalty decision. Got to get it right.
Ranjetsing lines it away. Del Piccolo back into the starting order. Williams, the Robert Morris player out of Pittsburgh, played through. Kincaid cut around. It's touched wide and launched out by McGuire.
Bit of panic in that Bethlehem defense, but just with Speedy Williams, he's not just about short passing. That range of passing, he just sweetly strikes that ball diagonally out to the wide player, and the attack goes from there.
Menez going in. It's rolled over. James Chambers. Davis got a piece, won the throw, finds Kay. Leveling it out, Williams, line drive, handled. Trusty was there on defense. Smith.
Okay, passes square across your own midfield, always get intercepted.
Menko intercepted in his own right. We see Louisville, maybe more than any team, complete that switch. What did Bethlehem do there? What was as simple as having bodies in the right spot?
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't get the accuracy it deserves. Sometimes you because it's traveling distance, you're able to see some logic here. You're able to see the ball for longer. Therefore, you're able to position yourself better.
Good sprint forward for Kay. Kay continuing. Kay right into the waiting mitts of
Oh,
McGuire.
there's an appeal for a penalty because they feel Kay was contact as he tried to pull the trigger.
Well, there was contact. What that meant is an entirely different argument.
Well, what it means is the referee has to make a decision. If the referee feels, and I think we know what the decision is because we're playing on.
Yes.
But immediately you looked around the action and Louisville players had their hands up. They were appealing for a penalty because they felt he'd been impeded. What is a worry for Bethlehem? It's a one-on-one situation, bearing down on goal. You don't want to have too many of those incidents within a game. So just the lovely little ball favours Kay, who gets there first. Then there's the bulk. No, absolutely right, the referee, because the shoulder charge comes in from Kay and then he loses his balance.
Spencer this time. Roberts got there. It's Trusty, the U20 United States national teamer. And back to Louisville in the 8th minute.
Ranjit Singh's looking for something short, but all he can see is numbers in front of him. Not seeing a friendly face, is he? So if this goes long, it goes up for grabs in terms of possession.
Chambers wheeling up. Ranjitsingh gets a piece of that. It could be some danger. Burke lobbing. Oh, he's off target in the end.
But worth the effort to go for goal directly. Ranjit Singh has come not just the edge of his 18-yard area, he's outside of it. So he really is exposed and he's left his goal open. I think you've got to be patient sometimes as a goalkeeper. Allow the defender to deal with it. Look, he's lying on the edge of the area. Lucky they don't get punished really strongly for that.
I think you said it was fullbacks they're supposed to have chalk on their cleats, not the goalkeeper's back.
Yeah, we'll have to have a word with him at half-time. It's okay when a goalkeeper's positive because you can react to it, but sometimes positive and recklessness to be just calm.
Moar.
See, Moar's trying to force that diagonal pass out to the wide right, but with so many bodies in the way, it's never going to make that distance.
Jimenez won the initial ball. Long run, flag up, offside against Kay.
referee's assistant took a time to make that decision, but I'm in agreement. I thought that one of the two strikers was certainly on an offside position.
Real tapping back, and it's Tosh allowing Reynolds got a touch. Tosh now. You saw Santi Moar beef it on that not quite grass they laid over.
Once you move from that artificial surface to the natural grass, you see not the first player I would imagine this evening to lose their footing.
Moar the target again. 10 minutes gone. Scoreless between Louisville and Bethlehem. It's the lone game on the USL schedule tonight.
Good pressure from Bethlehem.
A lot of white jerseys forward, but the play will come back. There was a foul. We talk about Louisville being the team that gets numbers forward. They've got only 3 in the back. Right there, we saw 6 white jerseys well across midfield pressuring.
Yeah, they're trying to put that pressure in an advanced position. Now, if it comes off, you regain the ball in an advanced area. If it doesn't, you've got a lot of bodies forward and leave yourself exposed. So the pressure has to come with intelligence, not just rushing forward.
Jimenez was offside.
Jimenez would be a bit disappointed there, because from the position he's in when he receives that ball, he can see all the way across that defensive line of Bethlehem, so he shouldn't really find himself in an offside situation.
Jake Maguire to take over. Davis drops it down to Williams.
What has the referee seen there? He's called that for a foul against Paco Craig.
It's a long way from home for Paco Craig.
Bit of discussion with the referee and the home team bench. Be careful, just in case he decides to take names.
Aaron Jones, the player, stepping over. He scored 2 goals this year. They're both direct off free kicks. Not that this is that area of the field. Jones a dipping ball.
Nowhere near enough elevation. Bethlehem have brought the big guys up, but don't make the most of it.
Real and Ranjit Singh is there to pull that down, the 6'2", 24-year-old.
See, that's good pressure from Bethlehem. I think it was Najem who comes back in, just picks it off the toes.
Williams simply turns out of it.
That's loose from Spencer. Not been involved in the game yet, really, has he, the big striker?
But you could say that about both. And we haven't seen much of Corey Burke on the ball either.
Because both sides are wrestling with each other in midfield to gain the dominance, to gain an element of possession that they control. And until that happens, the strikers are going to be getting fed very little.
Right now, Spencer between the 2 center backs. Ball lobbed in over the top. Spencer throwing his foot out at Maguire.
That might get a card, because that was a high boot from Spencer.
For now, it's a talking to from Varga.
Bit of frustration, not seeing enough of the ball, just dangles that right boot in there. I can see why he's gone for it, just he's lucky that he walks away from that without the goalkeeper injured and a yellow card to his name.
Real for Trusty. Maguire, that pressure starting to get a bit closer to home.
And you can see there Maguire not comfortable with his left foot. And I think then if you're a Louisville player, you're looking at that saying, we'll try and expose that again.
Smith.
Just overruns it, just too eager to get into that area where if he'd taken a little bit slower, he'd have seen Real come right on top of him.
slid further. All the way at the byline now.
Oh, good defending. I think it's Smith there who just tips it away.
This lobbed over the bar and out of play from Real on the follow-up.
Well, that was Burke on the far side who sets up with the assist, and just as he's about to pull the trigger, oh, in he dips.
So Louisville escapes at the quarter-hour mark.
Good defending, I think they'll tell you it is.
Moar that close to a fourth goal of the year. Smith, Spencer laid it off. Still alive for Davis. Gets as far as Del Piccolo. Najim stepped in. Slide from Del Piccolo to keep it still. Jimenez. And now Davis.
Because the cross doesn't come in quickly, what happens is players have made their run and then they're stationary. Once you get stationary in the 18-yard area, they're that much easier to mark.
Play continues for Bethlehem. This portion of tonight's broadcast presented by official partner Sullivan University. Del Piccolo and Davis play catch. Jimenez releasing on the left touchline.
Now we're on.
Spencer. Flag was up for offside anyways, but Spencer very likely should have taken that himself if it hadn't.
Well, I think he was looking for Mark Anthony Kay. As it was a poor ball across, but I think the referee's assistant spared him his blushes. But it shows you how quickly you can turn what looks like a harmless midfield instant into an attack. Pulls away really quickly there, Spencer. He'll be frustrated with himself for that.
Okay, can't get there in time. The kicked out by Bethlehem.
There's no ceremony in midfield, is it, from Bethlehem? If it has to go out, it goes out. They don't hang around. Oh, don't panic.
Well, Williams is the perfect safety blanket.
A little tug on the shirt there. Nenko on Paco Craig. I think Ranjit Singh's just going to march his defence upfield, get some territorial advantage. I don't know if he can hit it that far, but try and drop it in behind that defensive line of Bethlehem's.
Moore goes up with Smith. Bounces over to Sean Tosh. Well, it took a kind deflection. Here's Kay. Slides it ahead. Smith! Just wide of the post. Looked almost identical to what he did last week against Pittsburgh.
It's a tough one for Smith because he's so close to goal and the angle's not too tight that he feels like he's got to take the shot. But then watch him. As he gets set up here, he's got two teammates. Neither one is really in a position to receive possession. So he's got an option. He's got to dial up the right one. Simple. He's only got one option. Go for the far post.
Where does Davis and Spencer, where do their runs direct to make them? Is it a diagonal towards him?
Sometimes to make space, you stand still.
Right.
Because everyone is moving around you. But you're hoping then if you slow your run down, that the player on the ball hasn't already got his mind set on one thing only and can get his head up and see it. And you're asking an awful lot in that heat of the action for all of that picture to focus in his player's mind.
Jones, Chambers. Trusty from Roberts. Real skipped it off the back of Smith. Del Piccolo. Spencer going in. Couldn't keep it.
But you saw Davis there. As that move was building up, he's gone from midfield to attack. He's made an early run between the lines from midfield into an attacking area, and he wasn't picked up. That's something Bethlehem have got to be conscious of, and it's something that Louisville City have got to try and capitalize on.
Kay stripped it. Corey Burke had gotten a bit further away from goal to receive off that throw.
And that's an important thing there, because if Burke gets drawn deeper and deeper towards the halfway line, who's going to be the attacking outlet for Bethlehem? When they get possession in midfield, they get their head up and look forward. There's nothing, because he's dropped deep looking for possession himself.
There's Burke on the second ball. It was aimed for Mawar. Mawar trying to get there.
Always give it.
It's a penalty against Ranjetsingh, who got the ball first. Now Bethlehem at the 20-minute mark, a chance to pull in front.
Well, in real time, it looked as if Ranjetsingh does get there first. Let's see.
Oh.
All I would say is Mawar trails his legs, and if trailing your legs, you force the contact.
So Bethlehem will have a chance at the spot here.
Well, we saw in the highlights pre-game, Corey Burke taking a penalty at Pittsburgh. To Burke's left, about waist height. Now, I'm guessing Ranjitsingh's seen that tape.
We'll see whether or not it pays off. Looking for his 6th goal of the year. Corey Burke goes left, he does score. And Bethlehem on the road take a 1-0 lead.
And you can hear what the home fans think of that.
Not a whole heck of a lot.
I think the Louisville City players are just saying to the referee, you know, that's harsh on us. And I think it's harsh. So from this angle, we might be able to get a more conclusive. I think in the end, if you're the referee and you've got a doubt that there may or may not be, you err on the side of the attacking play. And I think maybe that's where his mind went. And the arguments are still going. Which, okay, you want discipline in your players, but I also want to see them arguing the referee, because I want them to be out there wanting to win. And it's got to hurt. Now they have a chance to do something about it, i.e. go to the other end and score a few, which I'm sure James O'Connor, their coach, will expect them to do nothing less.
You can see James in the upper left corner of your screen. He just finished with the 4th official. Sure, not kindest words. Smith, edge of the area, got it across.
It's a dangerous cross too, low with pace.
Trusty on defense. Burke was sent to the wrong side. Paco Craig trailing away. Najim giving chase. Jones. Here's Real. Burke. One touch, Najim.
Oh, he's gone for the spectacular there. Lovely bit of self-expression outside of the right boot, trying to just spin it around the defender one way so as he can peel off the other direction. If it comes off, you're a superstar. If it doesn't, well, it's worth a try, isn't it?
Roberts kicks it away from Spencer, who's more of a north-south man himself.
North-south is good sometimes. Don't need to complicate matters.
Williams a chip. He found an open Smith. Nobody was there, and it's out for a corner.
Who is Smith passing to then? Why isn't that a volley straight into the back of the net, goalkeeper, ball and all, or a second touch volley?
I have bad news for you. That was a volley at the net. It had to have been. There's no one there.
Okay.
Jimenez, an in-swinger. It's headed by Spencer. It's knocked away McGuire. And the deflection on the clearance off of Tosh and back to McGuire.
What you did see there was Bethlehem had players on both posts. Not a lot of teams do that from corners and free kicks. They guard that inside area of the posts.
And Jetsing back to pick this up. Is that something that Tosh just scored on a corner a couple weeks ago? And we've seen Spencer has that epic leap. If you can't mark him individually, do you put players on both posts?
Belt and braces. You do. You know, you mark him properly and you put players on posts.
Headed back, it's
Ooh.
dangerous. Pulled in, Ran Jetsing again. It's a razor's edge right now for Louisville City.
It is, yeah. It is a little bit of a tight call, that one.
Look at Louisville on their most recent attempt up the field.
So when this comes in, Speedy Williams picks out Smith at the far post. For me, okay, if you feel the angle's tight, take a touch and then take the volley. You can see Spencer then, and it's Nanko patrolling and protecting that area by the post.
But you look at Smith's head, and it is aimed wider than the goal.
He looks as if he's passing that. And I think if you don't feel comfortable taking that volley first time, take the touch, strike with the second touch.
McGuire's got it.
Just maybe not the instincts of a natural goal scorer.
There's some commentary to be had about fullbacks here, right?
Oh no, there's some fullbacks who did have the instinct to score goals.
All right, keep your hand off your back there.
No, that wasn't me.
No.
I had the instincts of definitely not a natural goal scorer.
Spencer, it's a good
Far
cut.
post again for Smith.
It'll ricochet a couple times.
Oh, how lucky are you? Right? It hits his own player, goes flying towards the goal, right into the arms of your goalkeeper. Jake McGuire's going to tell me he had it covered all the time. I know that. But sometimes you see it nestle in the back of the net.
So far, so good for McGuire, the University of Tulsa graduate. Jones trying to navigate through two players. Del Piccolo out of the reach of Spencer. Well, McGuire boots it away with his right.
What you try and do there is cut that right off and force him onto his left, where he's weaker.
Williams. Nodge him. Now Chambers.
See how deep Corey Burke is there when he gets possession.
Okay, bodied by Trusty. Trusty's well away from his central defense role.
Yeah, sometimes that happens for a central defender. They get drawn out of position, and then rather than waste the opportunity to be this far upfield, they start throwing their weight around.
And so Speedy Williams goes to work on the ensuing free kick and drops it on the foot of Mark Anthony Kay. Kay by Nanko. Del Piccolo. Flicked through. Can Spencer get a handle on it?
Well, they're saying that there was a handball in there because Louisville City players were appealing straight away.
And there was not. Well, it looked like they were going to whistle that way, and now Paulo Del Piccolo showing frustration.
Not sure that was overly conclusive. Maybe. But, you know, sometimes the ball hits the arm and there's nothing you can do about it. It is not an intentional action.
Burke muscled off the ball. Reynolds met again by Mawar. He's going to concede a corner.
Perfect from Bethlehem. They immediately put players under pressure. They test their technique. They're going to pass it. Then the next one comes along, and we're in a high-tempo offense.
Mawar a low cross. Pressure coming from Jones. The breakout on for Louisville City.
Okay, Bethlehem have committed numbers forward, but the longer it takes Louisville to get forward, the sooner it is that Bethlehem get their shape back. They just look a little bit off from their normal form, Louisville, at the moment in this game.
You also feel that Brendan Burke has the right game plan for Bethlehem tonight. It does seem like they've found a way to...
I think it won't be the first time Louisville players have been pressurized, particularly the back three. You know, you're looking at the score line and you're thinking, well, it's a disputed penalty that separates the two teams right now.
Throw to Louisville. Was there anything unique about the pressure that they're bringing right now, or is it as simple as they're actually getting to the spot?
They're working hard, because sometimes you see, I think Burke's just drawn a yellow card there for a high boot. I think sometimes you see players put pressure on and they close down individually. Right now you've seen Burke closing in. He's supported by Moar, Nanko and Najem, and so they work as a unit to bring pressure and try and win the ball back early. That'll be upsetting for Burke, because if he wants to be physical at any point in time, he's got to be mindful, because he's just drawn a yellow card and that puts him on a bit of a knife edge.
For Burke, yellow card number 7 of the year. Back heel push by Mark Anthony Kay. Chambers. McGuire. McGuire still got it to Chambers. Tosh. And now Speedy Williams at midfield.
Again, that pressure on McGuire from Kay.
Jimenez tumbling down. Captain couldn't switch the play.
So watch where Kay goes. He blocks the right-footed kick out, and therefore Maguire's got to come back on his left foot, and then he panics because he knows that's his weaker side. That's something they're going to pick up on again.
Najem up the right. Nanko off the defense. Still alive now. Chambers sends it low. Here it again, this time Paco Craig in the way. Roberts. And now Jones.
Got a little bit of momentum now, haven't they, Bethlehem?
Moar and Del Piccolo. Del Piccolo running over Chambers. Sort out that body language.
Right, let's see. Does he raise a boot? Not a great deal. Chambers has seen a lot worse than that, I can tell you.
Out of St. Pat's, native of Dublin, 45 in white. It'll be Jones.
All right, this one's been practiced.
Chambers toward this near post. Simply Moar didn't get ahead to it at all.
No, you know, when you end up with someone Moar's height at the far post, you're not playing to his advantage, are you? It'd be different if someone like Burke had peeled off to the far post and was coming in. You're thinking that's a smarter way of utilizing a player's asset.
5'8" on the roster, 5-inch difference with Mark Anthony Kay, who is his mark in that moment.
Yeah, Kay's quite tall. You know, he's a good size, good rangy athlete.
You look at some of the forwards and wingers on this team, and there is some pretty legitimate size. Spencer and Ilya Illich stand out alongside Kay.
Yeah. Classic target man, big, strong, able to handle the physical aspects of a central defender, but able to be useful in the air. And then you're looking at guys that size and higher who have technical ability as well as all the other natural assets. So we saw pre-game Spencer scoring a fantastic header. Jimenez, free kicks in this area. We said how dangerous they could be. Let's see if this is one of them.
It is Oscar Jimenez. There's Spencer. Ooh. It's just off. Well, you had all the right pieces.
Yeah. Sometimes you don't need to complicate matters, do you? Just need to put the ball in the right place. Yeah, just Hugh Roberts there, just making sure he ran a little bit of interference for Luke Spencer.
So 22-year-old Jake Maguire goes back to work. His clean sheet still intact for the moment. Okay, Spencer. Pocket pick by Derek Jones.
Can you see how it's all scrappy for Louisville in the central area? That suits Bethlehem. Just get amongst it, just be a bit physical, just don't allow the home team to settle on possession, don't allow them to have dictation in that central area. And that is part of the game plan, I'm sure, that Burke has brought to this team, for this evening anyway.
Moir trying the right, it dished it off. It's Moir again, Jones. Moir up the right, sent it low, just a fingertip from Ranjetsingh to steer it.
It's a great ball in behind and then a wonderful low hard cross. They're so dangerous to deal with as a defender, particularly when you're running back towards your own goal. Think about what's going to be the hardest thing for you to do is to kick the ball the way that you've just come. So invariably, you end up trying to do it and kick it in your own net.
Nanko giving some chase.
But look at the white shirts in there. They're not making it easy to get out. But now
Smith.
Trustee's been pushed forward and now he's got to get back. That means there's a hole.
Kay
good play.
Going toward the byline. Simply not good enough.
I don't know what happened there in his mind. It seems as if he thought, I don't believe I can do this. And he just, either that or he takes his eye off the ball completely and just swings across this ball and doesn't get the right contact because he needs to just curve this around. Let's see. Nice little shimmy to begin with. Sells the player, has a look up. In the end, he's just thinking, you know what, Matthew Real does a good job, just enough to put him off.
37th minute, 1-0 to Bethlehem. Burke scoring a penalty just after the 20-minute mark. Bethlehem, with this result as it stands, would move as high as 7th place in the East. Louisville wouldn't necessarily lose first position. They could still officially clinch the playoffs on the weekend. They'd like to do it themselves here tonight with a 3-point result.
You just want to keep the momentum that you've built up going. Because coming into the latter stage of the regular season, to go into the playoffs, you want to be full of confidence, you want to have belief, you want to know that when you play, you score, you don't concede, all of those positive things that bring in a game.
Burke for Najim. Najim still pushing in. Chambers there to collect for Bethlehem. Chambers popping it over. Moir. Smith slid in.
Smith does well there because you could see Moir was just trying to dangle that ball inside to see if Smith would dive to scoot round the outside, but Smith just gets that tackle perfectly well.
Smith was suspended for 3 games after an incident against Bethlehem in August, a red card.
See, look, just shows him the ball, but Smith's having nothing of it. Perfect defender. Keep your eye on the ball.
Headed back by Burke, and Ranjetsingh not fooled. Though Nanko may have been the intended beneficiary. Too far for Kay.
Good idea, though. You know, sometimes it's not pretty, it's direct, but in the end, if it's effective.
Well, if everybody's in the other neck of the woods, I don't know.
Yeah.
Play the numbers game.
And there's no artistic interpretation here. You just need to get yourself some goals. It looks like it can't be quite sore there for Reynolds.
Reynolds giving a brief thumbs up to the referee. In this three-back look, Reynolds one of 4 options Louisville has available to them. Tarek Morad is available off the bench tonight.
They won't want to lose Reynolds. He's been a key component for James O'Connor, hasn't he, in the centre? Now, I don't know, is it one of those you can run off? We'll find out. He's not looking too comfortable, is he?
One of his big assets is his pace. He's going to have to go against Burke, although Burke's pass not nearly good enough. If you're Corey Burke there, don't you know that Reynolds, it just had a bit of a weak ankle?
We'll see. We'll see. Like I say, sometimes it just hurts, and you start to run, you get it going again, the pain dissipates. We'll see if that's the case. Does he have enough? Well, we've got 6 minutes or so before we get to half-time. Maybe he'll be told just to see it out till the break, and we'll assess it again from there. Just hoping if it's a problem that he doesn't get a one-on-one foot race with someone like Burke, then it could become a problem. Saying will, it could.
Craig pokes it out. Throw Bethlehem, still 5 minutes to go in the opening half. Louisville starting a stretch of 5 games in 15 days. It's a topic of conversation with James O'Connor on the phone this week. Has to find a way to make everybody happy in terms of playing time, while also making sure that the players sometimes don't always get what they want to hear, which is making sure the minutes keep them healthy over the course of a very busy stretch.
In the end, it's one simple thing. It's got to benefit the team, not the individual.
Well, Reynolds looked good there. Chambers
seems to have shaken it off.
Set it for Jones. Nanko cut that down for Najim. Jones there again. Ripped to the top of the area. Out towards Derek Jones. O'Connor referred to the responsibility he feels pick the best 11 available to him each time out. Do what's right for the players. He talked about culture this week. All the international duty that's been going through this team the last month, 2 months.
Well, the best 11 can be dictated to by circumstances around the game. So, you know, what some people, and it is subjective, you know, as they've told us for years, football is a game of opinions.
So far tonight, the most valuable opinion belongs to Lauren Varga. Penalty to Bethlehem in the 21st minute. Corey Burke burying it.
Okay, we're having a drop ball, but the referee keeps walking towards the Bethlehem goal.
He's still going, isn't he?
Yeah. Okay, I can see why now, because he's making a diplomatic decision there.
Hopping through toward Nanko. Spencer. Speedy reversing.
Is that diagonal again from Speedy?
Williams has found Smith. He cuts towards the byline, towards the arm of the defender. Attack continues on still. Del Piccolo looking. Jimenez, it's knocked away by McGuire.
All right, keep the play going, keep the pressure up.
On the ground, Jimenez! Off frame.
Tight angle. You're thinking maybe you've got to cut this across the face of goal. You've got teammates there, you've got defenders there, it could hit anyone. But now, this is ball against arm. It is against the arm first of all, but referee Real can do nothing about that. And Maguire comes out and is dominant. And that's exactly what you need. Look how far wide that punch goes. Clears the danger, take a deep breath, regroup, defend again. But that diagonal from Speedy Williams out to Smith, that's not the first time we've seen it. And it's opened Bethlehem up every single time.
Williams away from Najim. Not nearly enough on that. Austin Trusty carrying up.
He's read quite a few of those long passes, hasn't he? And that's the thing, when the ball does travel a distance, a good defender will read that, step up, step across, whichever way it takes.
There's a belief in the Union organization that he could be the answer at center back for a long time. They have a very young core with the Union, and Trusty could be a big part of it moving forward. Here's Berg. Burke into the area. He'll shoot it. He lost that well over.
That's rash. See, the one thing in that position is control. You've got to be very calm in the mind, but that's a hot head. That's just a rash strike at goal, not with the thought about where am I actually going to place this.
1 minute of stoppage time.
Jimenez just waiting for that to come in, and Jones just steps in and takes it off his toes.
Burke is cut down. And a yellow card to boot against Paco Craig.
It's not a bad challenge. It's not a challenge that maybe you'd think would warrant a yellow card, but possibly a couple of other incidents earlier in the half may be weighing in the referee's mind, but it's a harsh yellow if it's judged on that challenge alone.
Well, that'll cost him a week's paycheck because he's out in the next game due to yellow card accumulation.
There you go.
So he'll miss the game against Rochester on the 20th. And so one of the rotations for James O'Connor has been made up for him.
Yep, making his life easy.
All things relative.
But what you don't want to do is give silly, cheap free kicks away, because all the time I keep saying they can turn out to be very costly.
It's right at halftime whistle.
Like James O'Connor there, and he knows he does not need a bad outcome on this occasion.
You can see him on the left there and strolling back in now on the right.
He'll be on the field in a minute.
It's Jones. Headed towards the net. Ranjetsing bobbled it. He hung on.
Ooh, lucky boy. Not often the chance to get that second time around.
He's pushing everybody forward, but 2 minutes into 1 minute of stoppage time, this will likely do it.
Yeah.
Far be it from me to tell the referee when to blow his whistle, but that seemed fairly obvious. 1-0 at the half, and as you noted, a disputed penalty, the lone difference maker.
Yep, these things happen. You've got to pick yourself up, get on with the game. But I think from Louisville City's point of view, they need more dominance. And surprisingly enough, more self-belief. Seem to be a little bit low on that this evening so far.
And for Bethlehem, so far so good.
Yeah, look at that scoreline. Not many people would have thought they'd walk into this particular stadium and walk out half-time with a 1-0 lead. Not many at all.
Penalty by Ranjetsing. Corey Burke, a chance for his 6th goal of the year in the 21st minute. He would not miss. Bethlehem 1, Louisville 0. Highlights, stats when we return.
Box combo, please.
At Raising Cane's, we do one thing. And we do it better than anyone else. So why not let our food do the talking? Love in the window. Raising Cane's, only the best chicken finger meals. One love.
Pizza, beer, sports. A great combination. Join other sports fans at Boomba's Pizza and Tap House in Louisville, where you'll find what Food Network says is the best pizza in Kentucky. Incredible game day and social hour specials starting at just $2. With an award-winning menu and one of city's best local craft beer list. Just one bite, and we know you'll love it so much, you'll come back time and time again at Boomba's Pizza and Tap House, your social sports destination.
When my hair is too long, I don't feel right. But when I get a cut, I'm me again, only better. My tattoo gets feistier. My crazy eye snaps to attention. I become my own Wi-Fi hotspot.
I just downloaded the entire internet.
And trust falls? They don't even scare me anymore.
That pomade really broke my fall.
Get in, get out, back to greatness. Download the online check-in app. Great clips. It's gonna be great.
The heat is hot. You have some adult beverages when you go with the heat.
We come here pretty much every Friday now. We've been here several times and we love it.
Everything is fantastic, sides and all.
Chicken and waffles, it's excellent. It's the best place you can get it.
It's so hot, you actually get a buzz from eating this. You come get takeout that tastes like something you cook at home. That's what keeps me coming back.
We've raised the stakes. Expectations are high. Our biggest season yet will break records. With elite players and future stars, innovative technology, and new homes. We're growing the game in our communities and across the nation. Are you ready?
Ho, 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 ho! It's a Bethlehem 1-0 lead at halftime. And he doesn't look very happy about this at all. Slugger Field, that's quite the gift, huh?
One of those two gentlemen is dressed inappropriately for the weather. Not sure which one it is yet. And there's one guy who's definitely a wizard.
All right, here's a look at what the regular season championship watch looks like. Real Monarchs, it looked like they had run away from everybody, a league record long winning streak midway through the season, so they're in first. San Antonio, game in hand for Louisville, could catch them tonight with a win. Louisville at 50 points. Now, we aren't talking about the #1 overall seed until potentially the USL Cup final, Gary, but you still kind of have your eyes on it here, don't you?
I think for Louisville City, it's do your utmost to get home field advantage in as many games in the playoffs as you possibly can.
8-2-2 at home, and we saw it at times in this first half where players aren't used to the dimensions, aren't used to some of the field surface.
Yeah.
It's a legitimate home field.
It is. It has more advantages than some other home fields, and what you've now got is Bethlehem defending in that end of the field where you have artificial turf. So that could be a problem, certainly a problem.
And in Brendan Burke's own words, the environment, very good. They have a good crowd. I think the energy level is high, even more so at home. Bethlehem a 1-0 lead. It's a live crowd in Louisville. We have highlights and stats after this.
I'm a retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing.
I was very independent until I could take care of myself. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels.
After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak.
Meals on Wheels, coming to my door as someone who's housebound, having someone check on me, assures me that I'm not forgotten.
Meals on Wheels has given me a mode of freedom that I wouldn't have otherwise.
We're the clients.
We are the clients.
We are the clients of Meals on Wheels.
America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent. We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness. I am a witness. I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
We've raised the stakes. Expectations are high. Our biggest season yet will break records. With elite players and future stars. innovative technology, and new homes. We're growing the game in our communities and across the nation. Are you ready?
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. At work or at play, you're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Oh, hey, she's cute. Nice going, man. Things are going great for you. You've earned a night out. Good drinks, good friends. Yeah, we can go ahead and call this a good night. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Not smart. Yeah, I saw that coming. Say goodbye to her. Ouch, that'll hurt your bank account. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. I hope you like eating frozen dinners. Alone. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Halftime at Louisville Slugger Field. The Drum gets at least a momentary rest. Bethlehem a 1-0 lead at halftime. Mike Watts, Gary O'Reilly back with you. So how about we look at the first half highlights. One goal to be had. Louisville City tried to get forward a couple times with fairly decent results, just no goals.
See, what you saw there was a high line because they've pushed forward Bethlehem and they're getting caught from deep runs from Smith, from Davis, from Kay. But in the end, what they've done is put pressure because they've pushed up. This Burke is worth a go, you know, from distance like that. You're just thinking, can Ranjit Singh be a little bit more patient, allow his defender to cope with that on his own? Both of them get caught up, and that was happy news that sailed over the bar for the home side.
Louisville City, this in the 14th minute. Spencer, that was a high cleat.
Yep, it's a high boot, and the referee felt no need to take action. The good news is Maguire gets up unhurt, and Spencer doesn't get a yellow. But there's a lot of attacking play, particularly with Smith down this right-hand side for Louisville City. Just as of yet, unable to convert it into goals. But if they carry on doing so, the better the chance for them to score soon enough.
The visual representation of 7,000 people sighing one way and now the other. Ranjit Singh out again. Is this a penalty? Maybe.
Maybe. The referee's in a good position. He sees it, and in the end, Burke tucks this away. That's the side netting right on the post. There's not a great deal Ranjit Singh can do about stopping that penalty.
So Burke has scored his 6th goal of the year, beating Greg Ranjit Singh. So we move forward to the 26th minute. Ball winding through, and sometimes the ball just seems to bounce your way.
Yeah, if your luck's in, your luck's in. You've seen this loop over the goalkeeper and into the net. As it is, Jake Maguire quite happy to dive on that one.
And this in the final minutes of the opening half. Ranjit Singh fingertips.
Yeah, a couple of times Bethlehem have got in behind Louisville and just pinged a low and hard cross. And you can see their possession with the home team, but the one thing that stands out, it's the goal. I think it's been a below par performance from Louisville in the first half. I would expect James O'Connor, the coach, to tell them that he wants a higher tempo coming into this second period.
So Louisville struggling in the opening 45. Bethlehem a 1-0 advantage at halftime. Some of these costumes are just fantastic. Maybe that's the wrong way to say it. It's prop jewelry, whatever it is. 1-0 Bethlehem at halftime. We'll take a look around the league when we come back.
During Ram Power Days at Kentuckiana's #1 Dodge Ram dealer, Commonwealth Dodge Ram. Choose from hundreds of tough Ram trucks like a 2017 Ram 1500 for $21,970 or buy for $289 a month. Busy? We'll bring the test drive to you. Go to CommonwealthDodge.com.
Sometimes your eyes can get bigger than your wallet. But at Checkers and Rallies, getting your hands on a quarter-pound of juicy all-white meat chicken dippers with a bed of famous seasoned fries for only $2 just takes fishing for a little loose change. The quarter-pound chicken dippers and fries box for just $2. Checkers and Rallies.
The official burger of the Louisville Cardinals.
Bring your business vision to life with an Entrepreneurship MBA from the University of Louisville. Learn from faculty who are experienced business innovators and develop your ideas with the backing of successful and supportive alumni. An affordable investment in your career that helps you to become the entrepreneur you always knew you could be. The Entrepreneurship MBA at the University of Louisville. Take your first step today. UofLMBA.com.
When you need someone there, call Sterling Heating and Air, the company that cares. With experts you can trust, Sterling Heating and Air has been around almost as long as air conditioning itself, with great service. And our special membership will save you money whenever you need service. We are home care specialists that will take care of your property at all costs. Our techs are certified, drug-free, and we offer the best warranties in the business. Special discounts for military, firefighters, teachers, and police. Sterling Heating and Air, serving you, serving the community since 1907.
Score big at Commonwealth Dodge Ram. A new 17 Journey, just $16,970, or buy for $215 a month. A 2017 Durango SXT, only $29,995, or lease for $289 a month. Commonwealth Dodge Ram, right on Preston and always right on the price.
There are yellow cards and red cards galore out there, and yet none of them are going to get thrown out of the stadium, such as it is here at Slugger Field. 1-0. Bethlehem over Louisville at halftime. This game having massive implications for both sides in the search for the USL Cup playoffs. And when you look at the Eastern Conference, Gary O'Reilly, you can see Louisville just 2 points needed to clinch tonight. And the numbers are a little wonky there at the bottom in that teams play, like Pittsburgh will play Cincinnati, Orlando, and Bethlehem over the course of the next 3 weeks. So their number is different than Bethlehem's, despite those differences in games in hand and such. But right now, Bethlehem is still very much a playoff contender.
You've seen them on the first half display that they have a capacity to attack quickly, and if they're given that opportunity, they'll invariably take it. They just seem to have lost their rhythm throughout the course of games in the season and find themselves just below that cut-off point in Orlando City FC. So bit of confidence, bit of belief. I would imagine they'll feel much better coming out for the second half than they did going out for the beginning of the game, bearing in mind the kind of form they've been displaying lately.
And of course, Louisville 50 points right now. With a win, they've moved within 3 points in the chase for the USL regular season championship. Real Monarchs currently lead with 56 points through 26 games. So Louisville's come out of the locker room.
Yeah. Coach has sent them out straight away. Get out there and get the job done. See, there's that wonderful Lombardi, I believe it's a Vince Lombardi phrase, the harder you work, the harder it is to quit. So if you're Louisville City, don't come this far. Don't get that many points and then just say, let's do this and let's do it properly in our house. Make the point. Anybody that comes here gets punished. And that's the sort of message that needs to emanate from this team right now in the second half. So as everyone around the USL goes, don't want to go there.
Let me just follow up your anecdote with a commentary that the scoreboard right now just showed a mashup of Louisville City highlights and a live boxing match in between. So punch and counter punch as it might be. We'll see whether or not Louisville's got that in here. For Bethlehem, this is a very important game for them. They'll take on Pittsburgh next at home, and it means a lot more than just that individual game. They're also going to be raising money for the Pediatric Cancer Foundation of the Lehigh Valley at Goodman Stadium, and so half the proceeds of special $15 tickets that are sold for that game will go towards that foundation. And obviously our congratulations to that franchise for taking such a leading role in the Lehigh Valley area, and matters far more important than soccer at times.
Good initiative.
Quite.
Yes.
So they'll have special gold warm-ups and a silent auction, and so they'll raise some money by the time it's all said and done. I just wish I could be there so I could get a gold Bethlehem Steel warm-up. Those are mint.
Are they?
You can't get those just
You don't
anywhere.
want that canary yellow jacket and the man with the crown hat on.
No, and Soccer Claws will have to wait. We're on to the second half between Bethlehem.
You've been desperate to throw that in, haven't you?
Yeah,
been burning with that all half-time.
It's a throw for Oscar Jimenez. You don't know what it's like to have all these puns stuck up inside you.
Yeah, I do.
This portion of the broadcast and its puns included brought to you by Plainview Apartments, the official housing partner of Louisville City. Luke Spencer plays it across. It's a long run and kicked out by Jones.
I'm just wondering, with a guy that's been so hot in front of goal, why he doesn't pull the trigger for himself? Maybe the angle was too tight.
Smith ricochets for a corner.
Hey, if you're a Louisville City fan watching this right now, you'd be happy the way your team's come out. I think he takes the strike on goal because I think that target's going to be pretty big from that angle, that distance. So I'm surprised. But hey, Jimenez, good delivery from set plays. And Spencer, we know's got a jump in him, so this one could have action written all over it.
Louisville trying to find an equalizer right out of the gate at halftime. Did it deflect? It did. Another corner.
Poor corner. Because if that comes in at knee high, what do you expect a player to be able to do with it? Not a great deal. So give your guys a chance. Give it some elevation.
Jimenez again, that has a bit more to it. Chambers, the initial header. Comes out towards Richard Ballard, who came on at halftime for Louisville City. And Brian Olmby giving chase. He also came on at halftime for Louisville.
Well, there's your thoughts from James O'Connor.
Del Piccolo. So Mark Anthony Kay will come off for Richard Ballard, a substitution that's brought to you by Great Clips. Don't worry, we'll mention Great Clips again in just a moment. Jimenez swings it towards the back post this time.
Oh, how come the Louisville and the players. Paco Craig's furious with the referee, said he had his shirt pulled.
Meanwhile, Brian Olnby has come on. George Davis will come off. Another substitution that's presented by Great Clips. It's going to be great.
You're having too much fun.
Yeah. You're doing the next one.
Okay.
Ballard plays it down. Kicked out by Trusty. Another corner for Louisville, who
But do you see the way that got cleared? It just hacked at it from Austin Trusty. Now, that's the thing about low, hard crosses. If he defends like that and he's in front of his goal, that's breaking the net. That's OG. That is absolutely it. So low, hard crosses can be really, really detrimental for defenders.
So Jimenez will try again. Much more under it this time. Brian Olnby settles. Olnby shooting. Another corner on the way.
All right, so it doesn't go in the back of the net, but if you keep pressure up by corner after corner after corner after corner. All right, this one's got plenty of height on it. It bounces in front of him because he wants to hit this as early as possible.
Ballard. Spencer split out, try and keep it. Najum.
Here's the counter. Here we go again from Bethlehem.
Craig trying to get back. Entering the area. There's contact, Ballard, and they wave it on.
Good challenge from Ballard. Oh, that's quite a studs-up challenge from Aaron Jones there. Slides in, studs facing. All right, Ballard gets this wrong. He doesn't. Left boot, blocks the ball, comes out the other side.
Jones Headed back by Reynolds, who appears good enough to continue on after being injured about 5 minutes before halftime.
Yep. Obviously one of those that you could run off, which is good news.
Speedy Williams pushed off the ball. Derek Jones coming ahead, lost his footing.
Timber! He was going down in installments, wasn't he? Thing is, he just brushed Speedy Williams to one side, and that's the thing about his presence.
I'm having fun, and you're yelling timber?
Yeah. He did go down on the tree.
Okay, Kasha. Right. 51st minute, Bethlehem head now for half an hour. The penalty conceded by Ranjit Singh and scored by Corey Burke. A free kick coming for Aaron Jones, very much a specialist.
Yeah, no doubt this is an in-swinger, right-footed. He's going to aim for that penalty spot area, get some white jerseys on the end of it.
Jones off the head of Reynolds. Hugh Roberts.
A little bit of a tangle in the corner there.
Kyle Smith thought he deserved better. It is a corner.
Well, he flattens the big Bethlehem player because he wants to win the ball. And that's the way it should, even if it's going to go out for a throw-in or a corner, make everything contested.
Speedy Williams and Richard Ballard both stepping forward in case of a short corner. Najim standing up the touchline. Instead, they found Chambers. Header out to Spencer. Overrun by Roberts. Pulled in by Nanko. Ownby slid away just in time. Real dispossessed. Nanko up the line. Williams reversing for Reynolds.
But look at the pressure. You've got Burke coming on the goalkeeper. You've got Nanko coming on, Najim rather. They're working as a unit, Bethlehem. They're working hard.
The rookie pushing on. Williams.
Oh, he set him up.
Spencer knocked down.
He's give it.
There's the penalty. Chance for Louisville to draw level in the 53rd. Austin Trusty following behind the referee.
So, comes in off the defender. Spencer's trying to get there, and he gets caught. He's the meat in the sandwich there. Thing is now, Bethlehem players have got to be careful because the referee obviously losing his patience a little bit, and the more you talk, the higher the chance of your name going in the book.
Burke is the only player with a yellow card right now, and while he's in the middle of it all, he's one of the tamer players for Bethlehem. It's Trusty who's most frustrated.
So, no doubt who's going to take this because he's got the ball under his arm. Now the debate rages because Smith wants a piece of the action.
Oh, he's going to take it.
Showing him the number of stripes on his arm, and Spencer's had to walk back.
Tarek Morad's the only field player who hasn't scored. He's actually pretty good at penalties, but he's not on the field right now, so Louisville won't get a chance to throw him that bone.
Okay, so Hugh Roberts now stood in between the penalty taker and the goal. This is all psychology. The longer you can take for the referee to blow the whistle and the penalty to be taken, psychologically eats away in the player's mind who takes the penalty. Can he hold on? Can he tough this out? Got to know exactly what he's doing.
Smith versus McGuire. Smith put it in perfectly, and it's 1-1. He's scored in 2 games running. And we're level.
Yeah, Bethlehem will tell you that's a hotly disputed penalty. A bit like we had in the first half. So, all square. You're looking 10 minutes into the second half, and Louisville City get their reply. Again, bottom corner, side netting. There's not a lot Maguire can do to stop this. He's going to read it the best he can.
That was a Lou City goal brought to you by Kentucky Lottery, fueling imagination, funding education, the Kentucky Lottery. Kyle Smith in the 55th, a couple of penalties. And by your words, all square now.
So you didn't have the feeling that Bethlehem have been the sort of form where they're in a habit of keeping a clean sheet, holding on to a lead, seeing games out. Now you just think, right, Louisville City have got themselves back into an equal position in this game. Do they now have what it takes to take it on and take all 3 points?
Advantage played. Stepped out by Tosh. All 10 of Bethlehem's wins this year came when they allowed 0 or 1 goal. So for Louisville, it seems like 2 could be the magic number. Najum. Reynolds the clearance. Real waiting to throw.
I think they've got to capitalize on this Louisville City, because get themselves into an equalized position, but now then impact upon that by getting straight up the other end, getting an opportunity, getting a chance, trying to grab the lead. And the sooner they do that, from their point of view, the better, because it will put Bethlehem in a position where they feel so deflated.
Nanko tried the extra pass, and here comes Brian Omby sprinting ahead. Ballard released up the right-hand side. Numbers moving forward. Ballard bouncing all the way across by Spencer and towards Jimenez. Another look for Ballard. Former Indiana Hoosier goes to work. Looked for Smith. Comes to Najum. Nanko quickly met by 2 players. Jersey tug of Del Piccolo. It's Spencer on the ground. Maguire covers.
You've got this break here. Now you've got 2 players. One goes near post, that's Luke Spencer, and it's Jimenez that peels out far post. And lucky there for Bethlehem, that was a poor clearance. There's definitely been a rise in the tempo from Louisville City with the introduction of Ballard and Omby.
Arms outstretched from Burke. Won't get that call there.
Did we get 3 penalties in one game?
Don't see that all that often, do you? Williams continues on. More space than they thought. Omby cuts it across. Shot is wide. Well, that could have been it for Smith.
Should have been it for Smith. He opts for a bit of power there, then maybe just placement. Just guide that home on the far post. Try and curl it inside that upright. But that's it. You think about since they scored, they've had a couple of attacking chances now, Louisville City. And you get the feeling that Bethlehem are beginning to show signs of getting a bit ragged.
Well, to your point, it really does look like Brian Omby specifically, and Ballard to an extent as well, have put some kind of energy into this match offensively. And frankly, Louisville on the whole looks like they've got a more straightforward game plan in the second half.
Well, there's a little bit more urgency. And I think that's exactly what was missing in the first half. He's kept it in. Well played.
Jimenez in on Jones. Jimenez lifting too high for Ballard. Del Piccolo, Smith. It's a long run. He'll claim it.
Head up. You've got targets in the box.
Del
not going to see any of them.
Nope.
Sorry.
You knew it earlier than I did.
Yeah. As soon as he left his boot, you knew he'd got so much elevation on it, it was going to sail over the top. But that's the thing. You work hard to achieve this sort of opportunity, and then sometimes you find that the final execution of the pass just lets everything down.
Louisville leading Taking in shots at the hour mark. Of course, the 2 shots that have found twine or penalties. Snanko. Dishes left. Shot winds in. Big rebound. It's scored by Millar. Bethlehem right at the 60-minute mark. Back in front, 2-1.
And this all comes about because Burke, when he gets possession in the 18-yard area, is allowed too much space, too much time. And you can see he picks out the far post. He gets Ranjit Singh stretching. Look, too much time, too much space. Nobody goes to the ball. And then when it is, Moar is just Johnny on the spot. Right place, right time. And not quite an empty net, but just easy to tuck that home. What a body blow for Louisville City. And what, you know, great that Bethlehem, from their point of view, on the road, have gone 1-0 up, been pegged back, and then taken the lead once again. Bit of character.
Absolutely huge. This is a team that last year in their last 12 games went winless to fall out of playoff position. They have 7 games left now. They're winless in their last 4.
Yeah.
And you begin to, it's history that could repeat itself. A win here could just be massive. Ombi gave it a ride. Nothing to be
Good
had.
skill to set himself up, but a bit like Burke with the shot in the first half at this end. Just lack control, and that's the one thing you have to have when you're striking a goal from distance. You've got to be able to control what you're doing with the ball.
This portion of tonight's broadcast presented by official partner of Louisville City, Sullivan University. It's a big weekend in Louisville, we should add. Not only the game on Friday night, College Game Day is in Louisville for the big game against the defending national champion Clemson side. Big ACC matchup. Good luck to the Cardinal tomorrow.
Clemson will be a good scalp if they can get it.
It's big performances against teams like that that can win you another Heisman. Throw on the way for Tosh. So the game played on Friday night. No fans seemingly deterred from coming out in the first Louisville City game played at Slugger Field on a Friday evening. Of course, Bethlehem plays at Goodman Stadium in the Lehigh Valley. They don't have lights on the campus of Lehigh University, so they're used to the day games.
Yeah, it must be a bit weird for them playing under lights.
It's a welcome turn, I'm sure.
Yeah,
get out of the heat.
Well, not so much that, but it's always good to play under lights. It just seems to be a little bit more of an edge to a game. So it just takes on a different quality.
Well, this ball stays in for Bethlehem. Turning shot.
Ooh.
Spun all up and over in the end.
Began to dip, didn't it? Just wondered if it was going to sneak in.
Well, right now Bethlehem back in pace. Pick up 3 points tonight. Move into 7th if they can hold on. Push on Spencer, who's so good with his back to goal. And a quick restart. Calmly from Jimenez. It's Ballard driving the byline, low cross off of Maguire.
Maguire does well because I think had he have stayed inside his near post, that squirmed out of his grasp, and that would have gone in. Ombi there, look, patrolling unmarked on the edge of the box.
Jimenez.
Another low corner near post. Very difficult to do anything with that kind of ball in.
Snapped by Craig toward Ombi. Williams. Through the legs of Chambers, it's Del Piccolo. Laying it by. Ball lifted. It's a chance for Ombi. He scissored it right to Maguire.
Doesn't get the contact you'd hope for, Ombi. Just smothers that ball, doesn't get a clean cut through it, does he? See this, it just pops up. See how high that bounces, almost head height. He's now got to wait for it to come down. He's got Aaron Jones in his face. Never quite get the contact that your body shape really wants to set up for.
Ballard tried to bring it down, simply couldn't. Trusty. It's Real. Real bypassing Wake Forest. He's signed a contract with Bethlehem Steel now. Fresh out of the academy. Academy for Philadelphia that's provided a ton of talent to this young Bethlehem team. One of the 3 youngest teams in the league on the whole.
Good experience. Great place to get game time, to learn, to develop, to grow. Yep, the downside is mistakes will be made. But the good news is those players will develop and grow from it.
And you think about the American soccer pyramid, this step has never really existed before. And USL D3 is coming in 2019. Right now, the USL is the lone league sanctioned for 2018 at the Division II level. This appears to be the big show in town.
You're fulfilling a need that's out there. Players want to play. There's, they can't all play MLS. There's no other option. So this fulfills a need. And obviously, you're looking at some of the attendances. Fans have a desire to pick it up as well.
You look at this Bethlehem team and tell me that you don't enjoy watching whether it's Siku Kone or it's Corey Burke as your forward, and Austin Trusty is a future star, I think, in terms of where his trajectory is with the U.S. youth team. There are players here that are worth coming out to watch.
We all have to start somewhere. And you're seeing young players grow, develop. Imagine this wasn't available. Where would these players be playing football? Where would they be able to develop their talent? On the practice field? Never the same.
Maybe the PDL for 16 games this summer, which isn't nothing in the college game, but it's different than playing at this level of a professional.
And this is a legitimate season. You get used to being involved in a day-to-day basis, match by match by match, over a long period of time. A penalty that's basically unstoppable. Same with this, exactly the same position, and funny enough, exactly the same goal.
21st minute for Burke, 55th for Smith. And then big rebound from Rand Jetsing, scored in by Santi Moar in the 61st, and it's 2-1 to Bethlehem. Everybody back to their feet. Fighters cleaned up. Aaron Jones. It'll be Jones going for goal.
As soon as you saw him take that little staccato step, you knew he was after a strike on target. He was not going to go through all of that just to hang it up.
Illich handing that ball back on the attack for Louisville. He remains with the 4th official waiting to come on. Slid away from Ballard. Corner on the way.
Okay, Jimenez has got to do better delivery than we've seen from that particular corner so far in this second half.
Left most of them short so far.
Yeah, near post he's aimed for, but he's aimed for it low.
This is better. Headed right to Maguire.
You can see when Spencer comes out, he draws a lot of people with him, a lot of players. And when it does drop down into there, just nobody there in a Louisville shirt, which is a shame, because that was a great opportunity, but someone pounced on it. Oof, that is rash from Chambers. Yeah, no surprise.
That's a 5th yellow card of the year for Chambers. Comes in the 70th minute. Luke Spencer on his way off. Ilya Illich will come on. I can't get him to do it. Substitution brought to you by Great Clips. It's going to be great. Have a little fun. Live a little, Gary.
Enough people would understand me.
James Chambers. It's a unadvertised yellow card. Ownby dropping back. It's Paco Craig for Del Piccolo. It's good interchange here. If Ownby can catch up, contact from Chambers.
Ooh.
And go back to the previous rhetorical question.
See, the thing is, when Chambers got booked, he then told Ownby in no uncertain terms what he was thinking. And if that conversation seems to still be going on, and if we watch this replay, is there contact? There's definitely a raised arm, and he just shakes him off. Photographer there, lucky there wasn't a more heavy collision.
Spinning away from Tosh, through ball played. Could be a bit of a mess here. Just a goal kick. Najim pressure all the way.
What happened there was Ranjit Singh doesn't come flying off his line and get involved. He lets this play develop in front of him and holds off, and there you go. Simple way to deal with it.
Ownby 27 out of Virginia. Won it all in 2009 with UVA. Played with Houston, with Richmond most recently. Leading ball. Nanko. Jimenez pushing back into him. There's Ownby again. Illich giving chase. Roberts has it under control.
Yeah, you've got to be careful there, Jimenez, because he's all over Ranko. Referee's not going to tolerate that.
Busy day for him.
Yeah, but this happens in a game. You know, things pop up, just like the players are developing and growing. Same with the officials at this level. You know, they get to learn, to work, to be amongst players that are taking the game as a professional and going forward. You know, you don't have a game without referees and referees' assistants. So if you allow referees to learn how to officiate games and develop and grow, and this level of football allows them that opportunity, it's good for both sides of the game, both players and officials.
And Pro does a great job of working through the various levels of the pyramid with these referees. Professional refereeing organization. There's a foul here.
Paco Craig's got to be careful. Has he not already drawn a booking?
He has, back right at the end of the first half.
Yeah, just saying he's chopped Corey Burke there.
This may be the closest free kick that Aaron Jones has had the entire game.
So now he's got to decide, does he now aim for that area, but sort of around penalty spot, far corner of the 6-yard area, for his teammates to come in and attack on, or does he try and fake out Ranjit Singh and go for goal?
It's Jones. It's the previous. Comes out to Derek Jones. Bethlehem in no hurry at all.
Oh no, they'll do their best to eat the clock, I'm sure.
With a win, they could move to 500 on the road. 6 wins, 6 losses, and a draw. Been pretty good away from home. The way the standings stack right now, they would, if they do indeed make the playoffs, need to go on the road, at least in the opening round, if not further. Ballard on the run out. Trying to get by Derek Jones. He's kept his feet still. And now the whistle comes.
That's good advantage from the referee. He wanted to see if Ballard would continue, and then when he saw the play go adversely for Ballard, he brings it back. Now that, I'll applaud, always. So, does Oscar Jimenez decide it's his time? Referee's going to drag that ball back to around about the 18-yard line. That'll give Jimenez a good side of goal. It just depends how Maguire wants to set this up. If he doesn't set the wall up well enough, that far side of the wall where you can see a couple of
Jimenez! Jimenez scores! It's 2-2 in the 76th.
As I was saying, if he doesn't set that wall up, he's going to be looking to pick his pocket. And we know what he's like on a dead ball situation. He's got great technique, and he's also smart enough to know exactly where he wants to put it. If you notice, he does not opt for power. This is guile, this is crafted in. Just places it where he wants it. Along the ground, difficult bounce off the false turf. Maguire's got nothing to do. Sees it late through the forest of legs, and that's perfectly placed.
That was a Lou City goal brought to you by the Kentucky Lottery. Fueling imagination, funding education, the Kentucky Lottery. A rather imaginative free kick from Oscar Jimenez in the 76th into the 77th minute. It's his 3rd of the year.
Well, Louisville City going to be the comeback kids. That's a foul. It's a cheap one.
Chambers and Ownby again.
Where have we seen that before?
We have a great replay guy tonight, Manny Simone, but I don't even think he's prepared for the flashback that you're looking for.
No, Manny's done a great job.
They've been all over it tonight. Happy to have you along. 78th minute between Louisville and Bethlehem. Off of Village, and Ballard spinning right at the touchline. Throw to Steel FC. Ownby trailing into space. Now charging ahead. Jimenez on the left. Jimenez for another. Maguire got down. Didn't allow it to squirt through.
It just didn't. Ownby wants to set Jimenez up nicely, but it just takes a bobble as it hits that artificial surface and kind of stalled on the play. You know, if I'm a Louisville player right now, I'm thinking, we've got to win this game. We've not done our best. We've gone behind twice and come back. Surely it's in our favor. You've got to make it happen.
Here comes Ballard. Ballard keeping. Trying to play Illich. Almost got it through both Roberts and Trusty.
He's got good quick feet, hasn't he, Ballard? He's tidy in possession when he's moving with the ball.
He came out as an absolute thunderbolt right from the get-go this year as a rookie, and the hamstring injury slowed him down. He's beginning to show that tremendous ability off the bench yet again. Ownby collision goes unwhistled.
I think it was a fair shoulder charge from both players. Referee had his view obscured there. No, it happens with a player sometimes. You know, an injury can set you back. You don't get your position back. Your form suffers. You know, your conditioning and your fitness has to return. You can't get it because you're not playing games regularly, etc., etc.
Ballard, 3 goals, 4 assists. He's come off the bench now 18 times, including at halftime tonight. And started 5 as well. McGuire allows this to bounce in. Ilya Illich gave chase, who's come off the bench for his 8th time in 15 appearances this year.
But coming off the bench 18 times, that is going to be frustrating for any player, even a rookie, even a young player. It's going to be very frustrating because you're thinking, the boss man doesn't think I'm good enough to start, but I think I'm good enough to start. And, you know, so it's about being patient, just dealing with the situation and getting as much out of it as you can. And, you know, so far in the second half, he's proved an important part of the team coming forward.
Dumped over to Jimenez.
Okay, he's got no cover on the fullback.
There he goes. Jimenez struck it off of Roberts. Jones bodied away by Jimenez, who reverses for Paco Craig. Burke kneeling in. Burke slipped it through. Played across by Najim. Laid down by Moar. Keeping still towards Chambers, slid out. Del Piccolo, the challenge for Louisville.
That was developing into a bad situation for Louisville. As soon as Burke gets the chance to run at you in and around the box, he's got good, tight, close control, and he's looking for either the pass or the shot, and you can't dive in on him.
Chambers reappearing. Jones dribbling, nearly found an opening.
All right, the counter's on. You've got 4 Bethlehem players committed forward, wrong side of the ball.
Thought he had Omby. Illich chesting it. Ballard, Omby, slipped towards Illich. Dribbling out off of Omby.
Oh, that's go for a throw-in.
Fortuitous for Louisville.
Be good for Louisville now because the throw-in's right next to the corner flag. Just box them in. Just bring the numbers in. Don't allow them, because otherwise, you know, someone's going to have to throw it 50 yards. That's not really going to be viable. Well, maybe.
There's no flip throw here. Michael Harris is in OKC. He's a long way away. And true to form, just a momentary opportunity for Louisville. If you're Bethlehem, you've led twice tonight. You are a very young team. You're taking on the #1 team in the league at a place where they've lost twice in 13 months. And you still are in position to pick up a point away and move within a point of 7th in the East. And yet you probably feel like you've left something on the table if you walk away.
I mean, they'll go home. If they draw this game tonight, Bethlehem are going to go back frustrated. You know, having taken the lead twice and not being able to keep it. James O'Connor, the Louisville coach, will be proud of his team's character, but he'll want them to do the job properly right now. There's long enough left on the clock for them to score a winner.
Hearing the byline, Kyle Smith kept the ball in play. Evan Williams. Roberts has company. Chambers. Del Piccolo tried to send it through. Ownby down on all fours.
Referee not allowing the substitution.
It's Ballard on the spin. Head up. Searching for options. Ballard, edge of the area. Yusuf Samuel continues to wait. Ball lobbed towards the box. Out over Williams. Bounces down to Jimenez.
Oh, that was tired from Jimenez.
Headed back upfield. Reynolds.
Good vision.
Ballard. Off on the left. Shot does come in from Smith. Now a change for Bethlehem. Yusef Samuel will come on for Chris Nanko. Give the people what they want.
Give the people what they want. Okay, this Great Clips substitution. That substitution was brought to you by Great Clips. It's going to be great.
Now we're cooking with gas.
Yeah. Don't call me, I'll call you. Isn't that what you're thinking?
Here's Craig. I'm thinking, haven't I heard that voice on TV before?
Only in your nightmares.
No. Settling touch from Burke. Here's Ranjit Singh. Foul conceded. Yellow card coming to Jimenez.
James Chambers on the wrong end once again.
So Jimenez trots away the 4th yellow card of his season, now placed in his permanent record. '87th minute. Is there a late winner here for Bethlehem? They can move 3 spots up into the playoffs with 6 games to go for most in the East. Louisville can still clinch a playoff spot with a late winner.
Although it's better than nothing, a point doesn't really do a favor for either team here, does it?
You want more. If you're Louisville, you are guaranteed to be in first at the end of the weekend if you pick up a point tonight. No matter what.
Yeah, but it isn't what you set out to achieve, is it?
Sure.
That not a foul throw?
Not quite. Well, that's a foul.
What a daft place and what a daft time to give away a foul like that.
And a yellow card to boot to Matt Real. That's his 5th yellow card. He is suspended for the match upcoming against Pittsburgh. He scored on a free kick. Has a yellow card, just an assist to complete what is something short of a Gordie Howe hat trick. Jimenez. Ownby. Brian Ownby looking for options. Oh. McGuire off his line to yank it in. Yusef Samuel providing the defense.
McGuire's read this so many times before, and you've just given him catching practice. That low cross we've been banging on about all game, the one the goalkeeper's going to be very hard to get down to, that one. Then you skittles off the shins, could go anywhere. That's, of course, if you don't put it in the back of yourself or the net yourself, or you find a teammate.
Williams. Del Piccolo. Lifting for Ballard. Flag is up. Santi Moar is done. Josh Hurd will come on. Referred to in the past as a Ed Sheeran body double. It's funnier when you say it out loud, but if you look like that, you probably don't need Great Clips. This substitution, however, brought to you by Great Clips, it's going to be great.
You might get a phone call from Ed Sheeran's agent.
No. I was going to say Ed Sheeran was looking pretty good, but yellow card coming. It's a party now.
The referee has issued a Chevy yellow card to Bethlehem Steel's number 24, Adam Najim.
Najim's first of the year. There are now 4 players in the game with a yellow card for Bethlehem and a pair for Louisville. 4 minutes of added time is going to be added to that board at midfield. Ombi, contact just inside the 18-yard box.
Yeah, that's what he's claiming. He's looking for another penalty. I don't think we'll see third penalty in this game.
Numbers forward, Illich backing up, chesting it down, shot. They're looking for a handball. They won't allow it. Attack still on. Ownby back heeling it. Well, that may need a second or even a third look.
Player did look as if he turns his back. Sort of hangs his arm out.
Player falls down on the turf. And so Jimenez continues on, slicing the cross. Ownby a header. Corner coming for Louisville.
Real drama at the end here.
Typically, we've seen Jimenez here. This time, Paulo Del Piccolo. Del Piccolo, the corner. Headed across and out.
And he gets a flick on from a Bethlehem player to begin with.
It was Ownby in the end.
See, it's a white shirt that gets the first touch, and then Ownby just can't make it count.
Check that, Smith, I should say. I'm not sure we've said nearly enough about the fact that the 2 goals tonight for Louisville have come from the wingbacks. That should really warm your heart, Gary.
Consider it warmed.
It's yeah. Still 2 minutes left in this one. It was far more common goal scorers on the other side. Santi Moar in the 61st. Corey Burke on a penalty. Ball for Ownby. Weaves out. Off of Samuel. Headed back towards Ownby again. Ownby goes to work. Ownby going toward the byline. Hugh Roberts defensively. Williams. Allard lays it off. Jimenez in swinger, only Maguire. Well, we knew coming into the game that Louisville, at least in Brendan Burke's eyes, very good at crossing the ball. It's where most of their offense seems to come from of late. And Maguire has had to stand tall on those efforts previous. He do it down the stretch. Ownby, it's a long run out. Ownby creating space. He serves the ball. Maguire there again.
Oh, all that work from Ownby, and he does incredibly well to just shake off 2 players. And then when it comes to the cross, he delivers a cross that favours Maguire. And now Maguire's going to take forever and a day to deliver another kick.
Lifted by Burke, and I think in your words that would be rash.
No, that was calculated just to kick it anywhere and waste time. Just like the extra substitutions we're seeing in the later stages of this game. It's all done to eat the clock up.
Mahoney for Najim, a substitution presented by Great Clips. And let's take a look at tonight's save of the match, brought to you by MagnaWave, the leader in pulsed electromagnetic field therapy. Greg Ranjetsing here late in the first half.
Good fingertip save from the Louisville keeper. He doesn't do this. There's a player queuing up just to put it in the back of the net.
Ooh. Not much time left. Burke, hands on his head. Time running out. Lifted by Del Piccolo.
I think it's a case of if you get that ball, just shoot.
And there's full time. So Bethlehem will not move into playoff position tonight. Louisville will not clinch tonight. All square thanks to Jimenez's free kick goal late in the second half. 2-2 between Louisville and Bethlehem.
Still some arguing going on, but I think Louisville will be frustrated that they haven't taken all 3 points, particularly at home. Bethlehem will be frustrated because they've taken the lead twice and they're only going home with 1 point. So all in all, everybody gets to share, but no one really goes home happy.
8,303 will start the trudge out of downtown Louisville. Another result at home. They've taken points in 11 of 13 home games this year. Still more to go. Finishes 2-2 tonight between Louisville and Bethlehem. The fullbacks all over it tonight. We'll recap it when we come back.
Box combo, please.
At Raising Cane's, we do one thing, and we do it better than anyone else. So why not let our food do the talking? Love in the window. Raising Cane's, only the best chicken finger meals. One love.
Pizza, beer, sports. A great combination. Join other sports fans at Boomba's Pizza and Tap House in Louisville, where you'll find what Food Network says is the best pizza in Kentucky. Incredible game day and social hour specials starting at just $2. With an award-winning menu and one of city's best local craft beer lists. Just one bite, and we know you'll love it so much, you'll come back time and time again at Boomba's Pizza and Tap House, your social sports destination.
When my hair is too long, I don't feel right. But when I get a cut, I'm me again, only better. My tattoo gets feistier. My crazy eye snaps to attention. I become my own Wi-Fi hotspot.
I just downloaded the entire internet.
And trust falls? They don't even scare me anymore.
That pomade really broke my fall.
Get in, get out, back to greatness. Download the online check-in app. Great clips. It's gonna be great.
Full time in Louisville, it's a customary salute. The fans in the supporters section reaching out to the players who give 90 strong minutes on the field. Louisville does not clinch tonight. They're still 1 point short. They could still clinch on the weekend depending on results. While Bethlehem does not move into playoff position at the moment. They're 1 point shy and level on games with the majority of the teams ahead of them. Here are the full-time highlights. Back with Kerry O'Reilly, Mike Watts. And we saw Louisville get out and really try and pressure Jake McGuire early.
They did. They had opportunities, although there'd be half chances. I think they'll look back and regret the fact that they didn't take those opportunities as they came earlier in the game. But you've got to credit Bethlehem. They came with a plan. They worked hard. They pressed up, condensed the field, and they got themselves what everyone in the home side will tell you is a contentious penalty decision.
Corey Burke in the 21st minute. Well, nothing contentious about that finish. Perfectly slotted. It's 1-0. Move forward to the 26th minute. Opportunities continuing, and sometimes the ball just bounces the right way.
Yeah, and it was going like that for Bethlehem, didn't you? Thought maybe that it was going to be their night and they wouldn't concede, but we saw a different story towards the end of the game.
This is Greg Ranjetsing sticking his fingertips out, knocking the ball free.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed he didn't get closer to the penalty, but he'll be happy that he's managed to deflect that wide.
Louisville moving forward, shot by Spencer. McGuire handles that, and we move closer to the 55th minute. Shot that rings wide. Opportunity for Burke again.
But see, Burke's not closed down. Everybody backs off, and when Ranjetsing makes this save, he pushes it wide, but he pushes it back out into the path of Moa, who just is there on the spot just to roll that home.
So that's in the 61st minute. Brian Omby trying to scissor a ball in, and, well, this would make it 2-2. Jimenez.
Got the feeling that there was space on the outside of the wall, particularly when Louisville players line up, because if they're on the end of the wall, they will then move and create that space.
So So that in the 76th minute, and this in the final minutes. Ownby playing it across. McGuire doing just enough. Here are the updated conference standings. Louisville 4 points clear. The points, obviously a difference maker, but the games remaining are level with Charlotte. And if you're Bethlehem, you're just outside, but still very much in spitting distance.
Louisville, I told you, we didn't get beaten. We're still in a good place. Bethlehem will tell you, we've gone to one of the toughest places in the USL and came out with something. How many people can say that this season? Not many, just shows you.
So a big result for Bethlehem. Oscar Jimenez scoring again. He'll want his autograph on a couple of those posters, as it's a good moment for the crowd of 8,303 to see another result at Slugger Field tonight. And in the end, it's a solid result for both sides.
It is 4 goals. If you're a neutral, and I'm not sure there's too many watching, 4 goals in a game, you'll take that every time. But in the end, I think you look at the positives that are there. They haven't been beaten, and they go on, and they're 1 point closer to what they've ultimately set out to do, which is get in the playoffs.
For Wigan native Sharni Yerke, Scott Ferguson, the director, Manny Simone, Gary O'Reilly, Mike Watts saying so long. It finishes tonight 2-2.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.